Hello, everyone. It's me, Tammie B, and let's chat with me. I did a short earlier, saying how, of course, like today's my day off. It's Monday, so I'm gonna try to get this quick video in before my kids come in from school. And so, like my last couple of videos have really been about my mental health, and I touched a little bit on something that I went through, from a child up until adulthood, and how those things have severely and significantly affected my life. It has affected me as how I trust people. I'm sorry, I'm also snacking. I got some salsa, put some cheese in it, and I got these mission strips that I got from Publix. Things are really good, so I figured I can snack and chat. All at the same time. I'm not really cheating, y'all. Even though I came from the gym, this is a light snack. It's good. And I got my 10 alkaline water. So, like for me, I feel like, even with going to therapy, I feel like I have been struggling with depression. And not having the mental space just to be able to process life, all of my life because of everything that I have went through. Not just being a black woman, because as a black woman, you were taught to, girl, if you're going through something, just you need Jesus. Take it to the altar, let him pray about it. Let him put some hands on you. But, like when you get older, you realize that's not always enough. So as a black woman, we're taught that, anything that we go through, we have to keep it to ourselves. We have to keep our emotions to ourselves. We have to keep our struggles to ourselves. Whatever anybody does to us, we have to keep it to ourselves. And I don't think that has to do with just in society in general. Even amongst our own people, whether black women, black men, I think we have this mentality sometimes, not just as black women, but as black people. Oh, we're strong. We can take it. We can take and endure anything. So it doesn't matter how you treat me or what you did as to how, how it made me feel. And, at the end of the day, it's not anyone's job to control my feelings. My feelings are my feelings. And that's just that. Now, if you say, well, you did this and I felt like this as a result of, then, okay, let me think about it and let me correct the action so I don't make you feel that way again. But I can't control how you feel. And the reason why I can't control how you feel is because guess what? You've already felt it. Once you've already felt it, I can't correct it. I can't change it. But what I can do is I can make myself aware of what I did. And so I live my life that way. And I have always lived my life that way. I think for so long I lived my life self-consciously based around everybody else and their feelings that I neglected myself. I don't take the time to think about how I feel, what I want. It's always based around somebody else and their feelings and things like that. And that's a harmful thing. You do, and I realize, like, not only have I did harm to myself as an adult, like I've done harm, these are things that have also harmed me as a child, because from adolescence all the way up through my teen years into my adult life, I have created these barriers and I've set these walls and I set these blocks in place to keep everybody out because I don't trust anybody. I've never been in a trustworthy place, for anybody, not since I was a child. And I won't necessarily say it's for anybody because I do have one friend. I have one friend, she's like a sister to me and I love her to death. I tell you, next time I'm gonna have to take a trip, and me and her are gonna have to do a video about how me and her became friends. Because I tell you, like, that is an amazing story. It's a beautiful story, and we have been like sisters ever since. And And I love her, and I would say for the most part, she is the person that I can rely on. She is the person that I can depend on. She is the person who will put her foot on my neck and be like, look, this is what it is. And she'll tell me the truth no matter what. But even with having that, I still sometimes I get in a place where I feel like I can't talk to her until I'm ready to talk to her. Even though I know that she understands a lot of my trauma because there are things that she went through in her life as well. But it's hard. It's not easy to communicate or always, or it's not always easy to communicate what you want to say to people. I mean, you feel like if you tell somebody something that they are going to look at you strange, or they're going to pity you, or that they are going to judge you in some type of way. And I would tell you, get those fears out of your head, because nobody can walk in your shoes. They're not walking in your shoes. They're never going to be able to fill your shoes ever. And once you get that concept down, then it becomes like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can do that. And even with posting these videos, um, this is therapy for me. Like, this is another form of therapy for me. It's very therapeutic, because my thing is like, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't want, especially Black women, I don't ever want us to feel like we're out here and we're struggling alone. You're not struggling alone. You don't have to struggle in silence. And if you know someone, I'm telling you, your strong friends, go check on them. Go check on your strong friends, because those are the ones where, and then on top of that, with your strong friends, stop putting everything on their back. Don't look at your strong friend and be like, oh my gosh, she's so strong. I can go tell her this and she can. No, because what you're doing is you're putting all of your problems on your strong friend's back. You're putting so much of the weight of your problems on your strong friend's back that you're not giving her a chance to, or him, you're not giving them a chance to be able to deal with their own problems, because you done gave them problems. Somebody else done gave them a problem. But then if they got kids, they got their kids' problems. If they have a husband or a boyfriend, they got those problems. Their mama's problems. They have everybody else's problems on their back. And their problems are all the way down at the bottom, buried, suffocating. And that's not fair. And it gets to the point, and then God forbid, when your strong friend blows up and has a whole nervous breakdown. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like that? Oh, well, I only did this because I thought you could handle it. That's it. You thought that I could handle it. You never bothered to ask me if I wanted to handle it or if I could handle it. You just thought and you assumed that because I cry without tears that I can handle it. That I have learned to scream without you hearing it, that I can handle these problems. No. And then if I'm the strong friend, or if your friend is the strong friend, who do they go to when they just want to be weak? Who do they go to when they just want to be vulnerable? Who do they go to when they just want to sit down and just cry? They don't have anybody to go to. And then God forbid, the people that they want to go to, they can't, because now you done gave them their problems, or they're thinking that you're just going to make fun of them in some type of way. And the thing, it's not just Black women. It's Black women, all women, men, whatever, or whoever. If you have that friend that you know that you are compiling everything on, go give them a hug. Just say, I'm sorry. And I am sorry because I am snacking and eating in between. And what I did was I had breakfast before I went to the gym. I had a egg and spinach artichoke. I think it was an artichoke souffle that I got from Panera, which was actually pretty good, and it actually helped. Give me a minute, y'all. Right now, my mental health at this moment is feeding a little bit of my soul. And I'm gonna put that down. But yes, go and check on your friends. Because I'm here to say, being depressed or being in a constant state of depression is not the best place to be. I feel like I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 in a few months. And I feel like little bits and pieces of me, like I'm just starting to come out of that place of depression. I feel like I have been in, a dark place for so long that I said I'm in my shorts that I'm robotic. I know every day I have to get up and go to work. I know I have to get my kids together, and I need to eat. I need to feed them more, so I probably feed my kids more so than I feed myself. And if I do eat, I eat at work, but I don't always eat when I'm at home. But it's a robotic type of a day. It's like I'm just going through the motions. I'm not living, I'm surviving, which is a complete difference. So every day for me is just I'm just surviving. I'm not living, I'm not enjoying life, I'm not really having fun. Um Even though like I'm pretty sure like some people probably look like, oh, she's having a good time. No, I'm not. That's just me faking like I'm having a good time when deep down inside, internally, I am screaming, ready to erupt like a volcano. Like if you had to measure stress level from your toes all the way up to your head, I'm like right here. I'm here with my glasses. At any moment, it's just rising, and it can just. That's pretty much that's where I am. And the crazy thing about it is, being this way has kept me. It has kept me reserved. It has caused me to limit myself probably in relationships that I could have had potentially. Just having fun, just in general. So yeah, with that being said, if you are suffering or know someone who is suffering, get help. You don't have to suffer alone. I mean, I have I have been through many things, and I guess what I'm starting to realize, and like even with going to therapy and talking to some people, what I'm starting to realize, I'm not the only one going through these things. And no matter how many times I've seen it on social media, I still felt like I was alone. I still felt like I was the only one going through these things. I was the only one suffering with this pain. And and when you feel that way, it's not that anybody else's pain is not valid. It's just that you're so deep in your own. You can't see what other people are going through or what they may be going through because you are drowning. And sometimes you just want somebody to come pull you up. You sometimes you just want somebody to give you a hand and just say, hey, I got you. And when you don't have that, or when you feel like you don't always have that, that's hard. So you keep everything to yourself. But I will say, if that's how you feel, or if that is how you are feeling, or if you know someone that feels that way, hey, just lend them an ear. Not everybody wants to go to therapy. Trust me, going to therapy does not mean you're crazy. Like, I'm crazy for other reasons, but it's not because I need therapy. I mean, that crazy is a good crazy because I know how to control that crazy. I don't always know how to control being depressed, and sometimes it gets in the way, and I try to woosah through it, and that does not always help. So even though there are things I can figure out myself and I know how to adjust my thought process accordingly, sometimes I need other methods and other techniques. I need a professional to help me through this. Someone to say, hey, look, this is what I need for you to do to help to get me in the right place. Because I have kids. I have kids and I was married before, and I have stepchildren and my stepchildren have kids. So I guess, like, in a sense, I'm a grandma. I'm also and I want to be there for all of them. Even though I'm divorced, and my ex-husband, his children, I still love his kids. You cannot tell me that those are not my kids. Like, I fight for those. I fight for, I mean, they grown now and I'm calling them kids. They are adult children. But I fight for them like they're my own. And I have, I have my own children. And I do this because I love those kids. And the relationship that I had with their dad had nothing to do with my relationship with them. And plus, his kids and my kids are siblings. They're related. And I feel like just to break that relationship off just because me and him are not together, that's fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. That would be wrong of me to do so. So, yeah, and I want to be here for them, and I want to be here for my children, and I want to be here for their children, and I want to be here for when my children decide that they want to start having children. So I have to make sure that I am okay, because if I'm not okay, then I'm not okay to anybody. So, you know, if you don't love yourself, pretend that you love yourself until you do. You know the term fake it till you make it? Well, love yourself until you get to the point where you need to be. I mean, honestly, like, that's what I do. Some days I will not lie. Some days I get up, I don't like all this. I don't. But I get up and I tell myself, like, look, you going to like you today, whether you want to or not. Because if I don't like me, ain't nobody else going to like me. I have to sit with myself and walk around with myself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bye, y'all.